Hi, my name is Kiara Smith, and I'm more than grateful to have this opportunity to be interviewed. And I just can't wait to tell you about myself and potentially be a part of this company. First to start with walking you through my resume, I would like to start with my name is Kiara Smith again. I am a sophomore accounting scholar here at North Carolina Central University. I'm a part of numerous organizations here on campus. I would like to first start with I'm a member of the National Association of Black Accountants. With this organization, I serve as the public relations chair. With that position, I create flyers, I promote the organization, and I just, help get the morale and, the general student body involved in the organization. Also, with this organization, I was recently elected as the president for the 2025-2026 school year. I'm also a member of Beta Gamma Sigma International Business Honor Society and the School of Business. I serve as the community service chair for Big Sister Little Sister mentoring program. I'm also a part of the University Honors Program. I'm a part of Omicron Delta Kappa. It's a newer organization, but it's a honor society as well. I'm also a mentee in the Ladies Soaring to Eagle Promise organization, and I'm also a scholar for the Center for Financial Advancement. That organization is mainly for resume development, information on home ownership, and just professional development workshops and everything. So that's a little bit about me for what I have on my resume and everything. I would like to consider myself a very innovative person. I like to say that I have skills within accounting. I also have skills within Microsoft. I enjoy talking, so I feel like I'm a very talkative and very charismatic individual. So that's a little bit about me. For the next question, for why you should choose me for this position. I feel like I am the best candidate and the most qualified for this position because I have skills within accounting. So I have technical skills and I have great soft skills to bring to this organization. My technical skills will include that I'm currently in accounting 2500, and that is the second accounting for business majors, which is required. Within this class, I have a 100% average, and with the prior accounting class, I finished with a 98. I feel like just having those skills and doing well in that class makes me more qualified, because it's one thing to be in a class, but it's another thing to do exceptionally good. I feel like having those skills in accounting and also having hands-on experience with just accounting work and everything. I have a great relationship with an accounting advisor who also happens to be a CPA. So knowing her and getting to know of the ropes of within accounting, I feel like that has given me a leverage and being more qualified and knowing more things about accounting. Also, for like the soft skills for this position, I feel like it's important for me to bring a fostering network environment for this organization, for not for this company. I feel like it's important just to be open, bring a great energy, and just be very involved within the company. So I feel like that's why I am the best candidate and most qualified for this position. For your next question, about a mistake that I've made, a mistake I made, it was very recent actually. Like I've stated before, I am a work study student. I'm a work study student for the School of Business, and I work alongside the accounting advisor, which also happens to be the NABA advisor, and she also happens to be my professor as well. And with this position, I help assess key events. Like one event is the inaugural accounting summit. I make connections and network with a lot of professors within the School of Business as my work study as the work study student. A mistake I've made with that specifically is we had an event come, and I'm going to be completely honest, I played around with it. I was procrastinating terribly bad. With that, I wasn't able to secure certain rooms, tell students to RSVP, or just give them more awareness about the event that was coming up. And also with professors, certain professors were invited to come, but I waited around, and so they weren't able to work around the late announcement about the event. So I feel like that was a mistake I made, which ultimately, didn't it didn't affect the event too much, but it could have been much better if I had, a better audience, more people participating than I originally anticipated. So that was a mistake I made, and it allowed me to learn and realize that, you know, in this day and age, you cannot play around. You have to be on everything. If you want something, you have to do it right then and there. As a saying that they say, the early bird gets the worm. So that is so true. And it helped me realize to stop procrastinating and to just make sure it's a great thing to just go ahead and do things as you plan it. So that was a mistake that I made recently. And it really was a good lesson for me to learn. For the next question, it is the how would your colleagues and classmates describe me? I feel like they would describe me as a very charismatic person. I'm very collaborative and I'm very innovative. With me being charismatic, I love to crack a joke. I feel like it's important to, jokes, everybody loves to laugh. So I feel like, fostering that environment, bringing that energy around people, it brings a better bondage and helps with doing things in a better way. Just being charismatic, being very nice and bubbly, and just doing things that I feel is important to help me get to know the person better. I feel like that's what makes me very charismatic. I just use it through humor. I feel like I'm very collaborative because I like to include everybody that's around. I like to ask, hey, dude, would you like to do this? Would you like to do that? I feel like it's important to, bring everyone together, not only just for, bonding and everything, but to make anything better, more hands the better, the more the merrier. So I feel like, being collaborative and, getting in different things, getting more exposure, getting people to know other people. I feel like that's very important to me. So that's how I am with my colleagues and my classmates. I would say I'm a very innovative individual because I make it my duty to do what I need to do to excel in whatever the assignment, occupation, whatever it is. I feel like it's important that you do what's necessary. So if that means looking deeper into something, doing more research, staying longer, I feel like I'm more than willing to do that, whatever it is, to just not necessarily be the best, but be the best. I feel like that's a very important aspect for me. So I feel like those are a few ways that my classmates would describe me, and I'm more than confident that those are just ways that I am, and that's how I act. Your next question, a way that I plan to leverage AI and accomplish my work. I feel like using AI for like the softer or easier things. So I would say, writing the emails, using AI to come up with questions to ask clients. Um, Also, just within the role of being an audit and assurance, it comes with a lot of, data analysts. So, just, with those things, using AI to, do the easier stuff so I can focus more on the harder things. I feel like that's the way that I would use AI to leverage and accomplish my work. Back to with this using it for emails, I feel like using AI with writing your emails or, helping you get the words together to, address maybe a hard situation or, compose an email to, help you sound better and, articulate your words better because you might not know what to say. I feel like that's an important way to use AI to help me leverage my work. Also, like I stated with the data analyst and, like Excel and stuff, I might have forgot how to use a certain aspect or a function within a thing that's required of me. So I feel like using AI to, look up certain things that I might not know the answer to, and I feel like Google can't give me the direct answer. I feel like that's the way that it's important to, use AI to leverage my work. Also using it to ask questions that I might need to ask clients because, clients I might not know what to ask. So, just, using AI to, get the ball rolling and, get the a smoother environment so that everything can go smoothly. I feel like that's an important way to use AI to leverage my work. For your last question, where do I see myself in the next 5 to 7 years? In the next 5 to 7 years, I plan to have, honestly, I plan to start working on obtaining my PhD because I will have just recently received my master's, which will makes me CPA eligible. So after that, I plan to, work towards becoming CPA certified. So within those 5 to 7 years, I plan to gain my eligibility and become a certified public accountant. I also plan to be working at a Big Four, hopefully Deloitte, within these 5 to 7 years. And honestly, probably serving as a senior manager or associate. With that, I also plan to, work towards getting my PhD. I feel like it's very important to me to get my PhD. And I feel like within those years, I feel like that's the time, to just go ahead and get it out the way. Do what's necessary. With being a senior manager or an associate, I plan to use the skills that I've learned from that to start working towards using those skills to become partner. So I feel like it's important within those 5 to 7 years to gain those skills and get feedback, strengthen whatever skills you do have to work towards making partner at my desired company. Also, with being CPA eligible, I also plan to do things within the company for people who plan to become CPA eligible. So, maybe like hosting certain things within the company that allows people, colleagues who could possibly, work towards becoming CPA eligible who might not know what to expect. So I feel like that's something I plan to do within the 5 to 7 years. And also, I plan to give back to the company that I work for. It's come to knowledge and it's public knowledge that everyone knows. When you work for a Big Four, if you do get your CPA within a certain amount of time, you can they'll repay you for the money you need to spend to become eligible. So I feel like being at a Big Four and getting CPA eligible and them pay me back for the work, I feel like that I was just giving back to them because they gave back to me. I feel like that's something that's important because I know a lot of a lot of companies, they work hand in hand with the organization now that I'm in at school. So I feel like donating to that and just being real involved and just giving to the community and to the company. That's where I plan to see myself within the next 5 to 7 years. So to conclude this interview, I would like to restate thank you so much for taking this time to interview me. I am so grateful for this opportunity and to even be considered for this role. I thank you for taking the time to watch the video, and goodbye.